Hello and welcome back to another HTML5 tutorial. My name is Tom with wizardtutorial.com, and today we're going to talk about the HTML5 DL element, HTML5 DD element, HTML5 DT element. Alright, so what's DL, DD, and DT? Well, DL is data list. Alright, so this element goes with the rest of these elements. These elements belong with this element. DT is the data term stands for, and DD is data description. So why would you use this? Let's say for you're writing a glossary for your website like we have on wizardtutorial.com. You could do a data list, and then you could use data term, which would be kind of like the title of it, and then DD, data description, would be the description of your glossary term. So let's take a look at how this works. First things first, we want to do a data list. So DL, and this is the syntax for the list. Right there is DL, data list. Now, for these two elements over here to work, they got to be inside the data list. Alright, so let's go ahead and give it a data term. So we're going to do DT, and we'll do HTML5. Alright, there's our data term. Now we want to give it a description, so we're going to give it a DD, and we're going to say HTML5 is the newest HTML. And we'll close out DD. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Save my browser, and ignore that, and refresh my, or save my work and refresh my browser. There we go. So here's some default styling that they have on here. It's display block, and it moves it down. Let me just look for the exact styling, so I don't give you something wrong here. Just wrote it on my website, just looking for it real quick. And DD is display block with a margin of 40 pixels on the left-hand side of the CSS. So that's where we get the push off the side here. Obviously, you can style it any way you want with CSS, but this is how that looks. So how about if we had a couple other terms? Let's move that out of the way. Now let's do, since we're talking about CSS, let's do DT and close that out, and we'll call it CSS3, and we'll do DD for the description. CSS3 is the newest CSS version, and we'll close out DD. We'll save it, we'll refresh, bring the browser over, and that's how it looks. So why would you use data list? Like I said, you can use it for glossary terms, or if you have a lot of content that you want to list in like data type content, say something from your database, you want to list it like that. That's when you would use the data list. Now data term and data description, a lot of data is making me stumble all over my words here. These two have to be used inside of DL. So let's take a look at what happens if we use it outside. It may still work a little bit because it does have some styling, but it won't be read right by the browser and the search engines, or what you're actually trying to do. So we saved it, let's refresh. So the styling still works, gives it the styling, but it's not proper syntax for the CSS. So it should always be used inside the data list. So when search engines or browsers are reading this, or when you go and validate your HTML5 code, you want to make sure it spits out the proper validation, or, you know, like I said, you want the search engines to read it properly. So it's all about, you know, if you can't get people to your website because search engines just can't read your content right, what's the point? So if you have any questions about data list, data term, or data description, or DL, DT, and DD, leave a question on YouTube or on our website, wizardtutorial.com. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.